What? Even if the interest rate is low, the interest it's accruing may not be lower than the interest that is accruing on other loans. My mortgage is 3.25% and my student loans are 6.5%, but I pay more in interest each month on my mortgage because the balance is higher than my loans. What does that have to do with anything? What? Guy, never mind, actually, I don't want to get into this. If you're paying down debt, you always pay down the highest interest debt first. This is the dumbest thing I've ever read in my entire fucking life. What? Guys, if you have a mortgage at less than 6% interest, which everybody today does, you don't make double payments to pay off the mortgage faster. That's not something to celebrate. You're getting fucked. You're fucking yourself. And you feel like you're not fucking yourself. You have like a fucking... It's like, imagine if you had a dildo, a fleshlight. You have a fleshlight with your favorite porn star's vagina on it, and then you had a giant black dildo on the end, and then you shoved it up your own ass, and then you tried to reach your dick around the very end and like touched a little bit. That's when people say, I had a 30-year mortgage, but I paid it off in 15 years by making extra payments, and the interest rate was 4.25%. You're fucking yourself. You're fucking yourself. Why would you do that? And then feel good about it. How explain? Why is that bad? You pay way less in interest. I thought that we were a stream of financial literacy. Okay, listen. Money has a time value attachment to it, okay? $100,000 given to you now is not the same as $100,000 given to you 30 years from now. Or if I give you $100,000 to hold on to now, that money will have a different value attached to it 30 years from now, okay? Money has a time value attached to it. So if I'm going to lend you $100,000, okay? Let's say that I say, hey, here's $100,000. You don't have to pay me back for 30 years. If I'm giving you a cutting edge interest rate, which home mortgages are very, very, very good, right? If I'm going to give you $100,000 at 4% interest, you better fucking believe that you're going to make minimum payments for your entire life. That's a loan I'm going to carry out all the way to the final fucking day. If I owe $850 on that mortgage and my last payment is $840, I'm going to pay $840 and then I'm going to pay $10 the next month, okay? Because at 4%, that's motherfucking free money. That's free money, okay? Somebody gives you $100,000, okay? At 4% interest, that money is beating every single fucking market. You can beat that return on the market average every single time without trying, right? If the market gives you 7% is conservative, okay? If the market is giving you 7% returns on average, which it is, or better, which it does, right? Then any money that you have at 4% interest is getting reinvested at zero effort and returning you money. Why would you ever accelerate a payment plan where somebody is giving you free money at 4% interest? That's free money. You pay that back as slowly as possible. You don't want to you're paying interest. Interest is not a bad thing. People look at interest like, oh fuck, interest isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you're gonna give me $100,000 at 4% interest, I have to pay back for 30 fucking years. Yeah, I'm gonna take that fucking loan every fucking time because you can get that money and more back in any fucking thing you ever invest in. Destiny, there is no guarantee that you will get 7% forever. Okay, if you aren't a memer that believes in investing in gold and whatever the fuck, okay, you will get your fucking money back, all right? If you believe in the long term, if you're a long-term bear in the fucking market, like every serious fucking investor has been since the dawn of fucking man fucking kind, you will get your money back in the market, okay? Fuck, where's my... Can I just get my fucking beautiful giant-ass fucking grass? I do not want a fucking news article. Why is the S&P 500 the only one that comes up? It's probably because they all have these fucking short-ass fucking 10 years. What the fuck? Where's my, like, fucking 50-year... What if you don't believe in the market? If you don't believe in the market, then don't even take out a loan, because you're fucking whatever, dude. Where is the value in loaning out money? I don't know why banks loan out money at such low interest rates. I'm not sure. I don't understand well enough to know that part. I can't give you an answer to that. Then should everyone get mortgages on their homes and reinvest in the market? Yeah, if you have the opportunity to, sure. Okay, here, let me give you an example, okay? We're gonna do an example, okay? We're gonna do an example and we're gonna do real numbers, okay? we have let's say that we get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, okay? We're going to get a fixed rate mortgage, okay? There's an actual abbreviation for this. We're going to say we have a fixed rate at 4.25%, okay? Now, let's say that we have a $100,000 loan, okay? And we're going to pay this off over 30 years, okay? So I don't agree with taking out equity on home mortgage to invest in the market. Yeah, that's probably a little bit risky. I don't know if I would... I'm not sure if I would ever suggest doing that. I would have to think about that. I don't know what... don't most home equity loans come with strings attached to them? Like, if you open up, like, a home equity line of credit, you're required to spend that on home... I don't know. I don't know enough about home equity loans, because I don't take out retarded fucking loans like that. Okay, if you borrow $100,000 at 4.25% for 30 years, your monthly payment will be $491. You will pay a total of $77,098 over the term of the loan. I'm assuming that means an interest, right? 1, 2, 3. I've got no zeros in here, right? Is that really right? I feel like... So if you do... Oh, God. There's math for all of this, and it's easy math, too, but I don't remember it. There are formulas for calculating, like, compound interest, and they always use the E key to the... to figure it out, but I don't remember any of it. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully we have online calculators to help us. So... assuming this is correct, by the end of this loan, we're going to pay approximately $177,098 and oh my God, I need to get like a pad for paint. $177,098.36, right? Oh, calculator. Okay. Time money value. I don't even know what the fuck this shit stands for. PV, PMT, FV, and rate. The formula depends on how often the mortgage compounds. Don't most things compound continuously nowadays? Or maybe most things don't compound continuously. It really does. I don't think it matters much. I don't think it's really relevant to the conversation, assuming they're both compounded the same way. Okay, so if we do a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 4.25%, okay, if the loan is for $100,000, then we're going to end up paying $177,098.36 over the life of the loan, okay? So what some people... Destiny, are you seriously trying to do math to determine how much money you lose off of taking out a loan versus how much you gain in appreciation of the market value of the US dollar? Holy fuck, this is the most autistic thing I've ever seen. Tell me how this is autistic. Tell me how this is more autistic than you forking over extra money to pay off a loan that somebody's lending you at 4.25% fucking percent at 30 fucking years. Tell me how this is more autistic than that. Please. Please share with me your financial fucking literacy. The average fucking idiotic American that floats fucking $30,000 in fucking credit card debt because of no fucking idea how money works, how the value of money works, how leveraging debt works. Please fucking tell me. Go ahead and fucking explain it to me, please. Okay? I'll wait. Always condition 0. Go ahead, buddy. Basically what I'm saying is, fucking, if you were to make, let's say that your payments are, so this is saying your payments are $491 a month. What I'm saying is that I'm not going to go out and do all the fucking calculators unless you can go and do this. This will be your fucking homework tonight because I'm too lazy to do it now. If instead of making $451 payments, if instead we were to make, or $491, if instead of doing these payments, if we were to make payments of $1,000 a month to shorten the life of this loan to like 10 years or whatever interest rate we cut down, however much we save in interest, $40,000, $50,000, however much money we save in interest, we could have instead invested that money into the market and grown that money to a much greater value, because you're always going to beat 4.25% investment into the market, or you're always going to beat that interest rate in a wide, safe investment in the market than you will by just paying off that debt, is what I'm saying. Fuck, that's all I'm trying to say. Go fucking math it out. Get the fucking... Make your fucking... I don't know how to, like, make up, like, an amortization schedule and shit. I'm sure there are calculators online that do it all, but fucking... Does what you're talking about apply to higher percentage loans? No. The loans that I'm talking about are the loans that are absurdly low interest rates. When I say an absurdly low interest rate, any loan that you have that's beneath 7% is a pretty absurdly low interest rate. Nowadays, what is the Federal Reserve has been fucking printing cash like fucking crazy. What is a prime rate... has been... The federal funds rate has been like 0% for how fucking long, right? Like 1%, like... Destiny, your one flaw is that you're assuming you will always have 7%, which you might, but it is not guaranteed. I'm not assuming that you will always have 7%, you fucking cuck piece of shit. Don't fucking X skills me, okay? I'm assuming that over a 30-year period, your average rate of return will most likely be higher or equal to 7%. Yes, there are individual year-long periods, or even 5-year or even decade-long periods where that may or may not necessarily be true, but what I'm saying is that over a 30-year span of time, assuming you are a long-term bull in the market, you will probably most likely beat 7% return on your money. Okay, there's like a fucking 99, unless like the catastrophic collapse of Western society happens because too many fucking Mexicans or Muslims come and blow our country up or whatever, right? Should inflation play a role in this? No, inflation isn't relevant in this because inflation devalues your debt in the same way that inflation devalues your investments. Right? Right. If you take a loan out at 1% and inflation is 3%, you are actually gaining money over periods of time because the value of the currency that you owe is depreciating faster than the amount that you owe is increasing, if that makes sense. To give an absurd example, let's say that inflation is 100%. Every single year, your dollar is only worth half as much. Let's say that I take out a loan for $100, okay, and then next year I go to pay it back. Well, in next year, that loan is only going to be worth $50, right? If that makes sense. That's like an extreme example, right? Also, inflation will also hurt your investments as well, though. Let's say that your dollar inflates. It's called the misery index. If your dollar inflates at 3% and your return on the market was 10%, your real rate of return in real dollars is about 7%, adjusted for inflation. Destiny, if I could put 20,000 down, but I'm only required to put 10,000 down payment, should I just do the 10,000 and then invest the other 10,000 left? Okay. Whoa. Firstly, I play fucking video games, okay? And I look at fucking masturbate to anime and I talk to fucking 14-year-olds on my stream. Do not take financial advice from me. I am not your financial advisor. I am not the person that you should be asking for major life financial decisions, okay? I have no formal training, no educational background, no certification, and I am not employed by any institution to give financial advice, okay? Let me fucking get that out of the way. If you have your fucking checkbook in hand and you're about to write fucking Wells Fargo a down payment for your future fucking house, you probably shouldn't be listening to me for advice on that, okay? That being said, the dumbest fucking thing you can ever do is make a massive down payment so that you have a lower monthly payment on your house. The most financially illiterate people in the United States are people that shop around for low monthly payments because a monthly payment means fuck all, okay? Monthly payment is totally fucking worthless and it doesn't tell you anything about the type of loan or the value of the loan you're getting. These are the same people that will pay minimum payments on a $1,000 credit card balance and take 15 years to pay it off while getting raked with 26% fucking APR charges through the fucking ass, okay? The minimum payment or monthly payment is completely fucking relevant to anything, okay? Unless you're actually trying to qualify for a loan based on your monthly payment being a percentage of your overall income or whatever, more complicated bank math or whatever. But for the most part, you don't want to dump a large lump sum of money into the beginning of a loan that you're getting at sub-market rates in order to lower your monthly payment. You're always better off just throwing that money into some kind of safe fucking fund and just growing the money and then cashing it out after the 30-year loan. You'll always have more money that way, right? It's very relevant if you have no cash source and have to worry about meeting it. But no, that's what I'm saying. If you already have the money though, let's say that you've got $20,000, let's say you've got $10,000 and you think that if you put, what conditions would have to be met for that to be true? If you've got $10,000 and you want to go and get a mortgage, but you can't afford the monthly payment, you shouldn't be getting that loan anyway. Listen, if you're ever getting a loan and the monthly payments are going to break your back, don't get that loan. Get something else, okay? You might be right in like very specific, very rare circumstances, but normally you're better off just dumping the $10,000 into some kind of fund that will return you money and then cash it out little by little and fucking pay that shit off. Make it some kind of investment that's easy to liquidate, right? Don't do some exotically fucking weird shit or buy like 30-year fucking T-bonds or some shit. Not disagreeing, extra thing to consider would be the mortgage interest deduction you get. Potentially you could pay extra on the mortgage if you earned more than you expected that year to dodge some taxes. So the way that it works is you get mortgage interest form. Is it a 1098-T? I'm pretty sure I just made all of that up. I just made every single number and loaded together. Hold on, let me find out. Oh my God, Form 1098. It's almost like I do my own taxes. How do I know these things? It's not a 1098-T though. I think it's just a 1098. So you get a Form 1098 from your lender, the people that you actually pay money to, and this will tell you the mortgage interest that's received. Now, typically, if and only if, in order to get the mortgage interest deduction on your taxes, I believe you have to do the itemized deduction. Okay, if you take the standard $5,000 to $6,000 or $10,000 whatever deduction you get for being a living, breathing human being, the itemized deduction of your mortgage interest, I don't think is even factored in your taxes. I could be wrong on that, but I think that mortgage interest has to come in on the itemized deduction. I believe. Yes, it's deductible and itemized. Okay, so however, If you paid $2,000 in interest last year on your mortgage, paying more towards your principal is not going to let you save money on your taxes, right? Because the only part of your mortgage payment that is deductible on your taxes at the end of the year, if you're filing normal 1040s, now for business and depreciation or whatever, that might be something completely different. But if you're filing normal 1040s, you do not deduct extra principal paid on your tax forms towards your mortgage, if that makes sense. You can only deduct the interest part. So throwing extra money at the principal isn't going to help you on your taxes, if that makes sense. Technically, it only hurts you on your taxes because now that interest that you could be paying next year is going to be slightly less, but that amount is pretty negligible. If what I'm talking about sounds kind of complicated, it's just because I'm using big words. It's not smart. It's really not that complicated. You should really look into this and read all this shit if you haven't before, okay? Because financial literacy is so bad. Like when I see people like making threads about like how much they're so happy that they like paid off their shit early. One extra mortgage payment per year knocks off 7 years. Yeah, but one extra mortgage payment being thrown into like a fucking ETF that's getting you fucking 10% returns on the market for 30 fucking years. 30 fucking years. 30 years. People have a bad concept of what time means. Time is not something that's easily graspable to the human mind. $1,000 is a lot of money, or what will sound like a lot of money, but when you say $1,000 over 30 years, people don't really have a concept of what does that mean, $1,000 over 30 years? I don't know, $1,000, 30 years, what does that mean, okay? Let's look. If we were to invest $1,000, okay, and annually, let's say that we had no money, we'll just say no money to it, and we let this money grow for 30 years, and we'll say that we only give we'll compound this once a month, and we'll do a 7% interest rate. After 30 years, $1,000 turns into $8,000. That's just $1,000. That's if you put it in an account and you leave it alone, and the interest only compounds once a month, and your rate of return is only 7%. Okay, only $1,000 in a bank account in 30 years is worth $8,100. Right? If you were to do if we were to add to this annually, what did this guy say? One extra mortgage payment per year? So let's say that our mortgage payment is $500, okay? Let's say that our current principal is $500, okay? And let's say that we add $500 a year. Well, just one extra mortgage payment a year, right? Why would I want to knock off a debt at 4.5% when I could be growing that money at 7% and then paying that same debt off and then banking the 2.75% or whatever difference, right? Does that make sense? Because now you're just banking the difference in interest rates between the rate that your money is growing versus the rate that you owe, right? Now, if we compound our interest once per month, or once a month, every year, and we put in one extra mortgage payment a month or a year, right? Just one extra $500 thing a year, and we only grow our money at 7%. That $500 fucking thing that you add $500 a year to will become $55,000 fucking dollars in 30 years. That's like half of another fucking house. And these are very modest amounts of money, okay? $500 a year is what? Like fucking 40 some dollars a month? What is it, like $42 a month? Does the 7% account for inflation? No. So this money here will be worth less. It'll be worth a little bit less. But if you get a loan at 4% and your money in the inflation or whatever is about 3%, you really have a loan at 1%, right? Inflation will take away from the amount of your debt the same way that it takes away from your investments. So it kind of. Nah, Destiny, nah, I'll give up 2% interest for financial security. Less risky debt. Listen, dog, if the markets fucking collapse, okay, then you probably have worse things to worry about than your fucking home loan, okay? Can you get multiple mortgages at once? Yeah, sure, dude, I got 2 right now. If not, then would that be a good reason to pay it off early? No, why do I want to pay off? I have all this cheap fucking money, dude. I got fucking $100,000 out on another house at fucking 4.25%. I've got like $100,000 out on this house, or like 3 and some whatever percent. Why would I and I'm getting fucking 7 to 10% on my Vanguard account? Why would I throw money at either of these houses' mortgages when I could throw money into my fucking Vanguard fund and just get more money there? Like, right? Like, why would I do that? Destiny, where exactly have you been able to find someone with interest like that? With interest like what? The fucking home loan, dog. What is the federal funds rate? This shit is fucking free money. It's fucking free money. What is it right now? Is it like 1%, 0.5%? I know that they've been talking about raising it. It's not going to be free money forever. This shit is fucking free money, dude. Destiny, I am a retarded 17-year-old, so maybe you can help me. Why is debt good? If you wait on paying $100,000, you'll pay more over time. Why not get it over with? Thanks. Okay, so I just explained why you wouldn't pay it off early. So businesses and intelligent people use debt. You leverage debt to make money that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. That's the point of debt. That's the difference between rich people and poor people. Rich people use debt to increase their earnings, okay? Poor people use debt to compensate for a lack of income and then to further fuck themselves. Poor people manage debt incorrectly, and it always, well, not always, but the majority of the time it ends up hurting them. Right? You've got things like good debt and you've got things like bad debt. So here's an example of good debt. Let's say that you have to pay the bus every single day to get to work, okay? And let's say that in order to, and your whole schedule is fucked, you're wasting hours per day on public transportation and inefficient transport routes, and it's hurting your ability to work and all this fucking shit, and you got to do all this fucking shit because you have to go to work. Let's say that you take out a $5,000 loan on a car. Now, that $5,000 car loan might be at like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% interest. I don't know what it depends on your credit. Now, you indebted yourself there, right? To a creditor, right? You took out a loan that you're going to have to pay back more money for. However, you're saving money and time on transportation, and hopefully your total value in terms of the money that the capital you're capable of fucking generating or whatever, right? The revenue that you generate doing your job and the money that you're saving on public transport and the extra hours in your day that you're getting to do something with is worth or exceeds the value of the interest that you're paying on that car, right? That's an example of using debt, of leveraging debt to increase your ability to earn money. Let's say that, I don't know, that's how businesses will use debt. A business will go into debt to purchase products or some type of machine to produce something more efficiently so that they can sell something to customers so that they can increase their earnings, and then they pay off the debt that they accumulated, but that's always a good thing for them, right? What type of ETF do you use? I just do stock ETF. All my ETFs are in the S&P 500, I think. Like really, the really broad, boring funds. Destiny, to be honest, it sounds like you read up on the Foursquare scam when buying a new car, and that's all you know about finances. Paying off debt early is always good. There are almost zero investments that earn you more than you. A 7% return is insane and extremely rare, and you only find that in really abstract online banks? I'm not even going to ban you, because everything you're saying is so wrong that you must be like a perfect troll. Oh wow, logs is, oh there it is. A loan doesn't accrue like that, you fuck on. You don't take money off of loans. If that was true, everyone would take out loans for no reason. Holy fuck. You don't get money from loans, you get credit. You lose money on loans. The value of interest always exceeds the value of the dollar over time. You realize that in countries that experience hyperinflation, that's not necessarily true, right? Low monthly payments and large down payment are completely separate things. One is good and one is bad. I like how you call my name out on stream and I completely ignore every comment. What? You usually make a larger down payment to get lower monthly payments because your monthly payments are calculated based on your remaining principal and the interest rate that you have to pay on said principal. Sometimes you make a larger down payment for a lower interest rate, but every time you make a larger down payment, you're going to have a lower principal, and a lower principal means less monthly rates. And there's also less shit for the interest to accrue on, which means lower monthly rate. What? Wait, do you want to talk on TeamSpeak? Hold on, because if you're a real retard, if you actually believe the things you do, always condition 0. Do you want to get on TeamSpeak or Skype, dog? Do you actually believe these things? No, I'm not actually sure. I wonder what my rate of return is on my shit. The markets were really shit last year, dude. I'm not gonna fucking lie. The S&P, the every market was pretty shit last year. Maybe for the last 2 years. We've been moving sideways for a long fucking time. Isn't there a way to, on Vanguard, that it'll tell you your rate of return since you invested? What do we balance this over time? Oh, even with the shit, I don't like to talk about my rate of return has been 6.8%, but that's only over a 2-year period. So, right, is that really fair? But that's still pretty good considering how shit the markets have been. Whew. 2015 was like a whole year of sideways cuckery of fuck all happening. But this year has actually been pretty good. Starting from January, has been pretty good. Whew. This is pain. This all was agony, though. All of 2015 was fucking garbage. What happened in August of 2015? Was this when the Chinese markets were taking a fucking... were having a little tiff in December? When the Chinese fucking, housing bullshit was having some trouble? 7 to 8% is a very good rate of return? No, I don't believe so. I think that 7 to 8% is a conservative rate of return. No, I'm sorry, 7% is like a conservative rate of return. Destiny, I have a question though, Destiny. If what you're saying is true, why wouldn't you take out a $50,000 loan and put it in your investment funds? Well, typically you can't get loans. You cannot get a loan at a low interest rate unless you are securing that loan with a very, very, very valuable asset that is rock fucking solid. So home loans tend to be very low interest rate because you have collateral. You're putting up your house for your loan, right? So if I were to take out a $50,000 loan from the bank and then go and reinvest it like a sneaky little investor or whatever, first of all, when they loan me that money, it's going to be at a high fucking interest rate because I can't put up collateral to back that loan up, right? They're not going to give me that loan at 4% because if I default on the loan, if I fail to make my payments, then they're fucking out of luck. What are they going to do? Fucking take me to court for it? You're going to fucking come and sue me for 50? If I don't have the money to pay you back, I'm probably not going to invent that money or pull that out of my ass because you took me to court to sue me for it, right? So you're out of money there, right? Whereas if a bank lends you $100,000 for a house, okay, well, you defaulted on your mortgage. Well, I've got the deed to your house. It's mine now, right? So at least I can secure my debt with some form of collateral. Not that a bank wants to repossess a house because that's a huge fucking hassle for the bank. But the reason why those loans, same with car loans, why are car loans and house loans and all these loans backed up with collateral so much cheaper than credit cards, right? Credit card debt is very fucking high because that debt isn't secured by any form of collateral whatsoever, right? Destiny, where do you get a 7 to 8% return on your money? Let's talk about 401k and IRA. Only when you can answer that while I go on Team Secret. I don't know, dog. I'm in fucking ETFs. Yeah, I'm sure there are fucking mutual funds that will give you fucking... What's a popular mutual fund? Does Vanguard do mutual funds? Fucking mutual funds, ETFs, whatever boring as fuck investments that there are, that just wide, boring investments that track large parts of the market and aren't super specialized or anything. What can somebody give me like a popular Vanguard mutual fund and then we can go look up like the historical rate of return on it? Can somebody... Treasury fund. What is a treasury fund? Is this like actual like T-bond shit or like what? Vanguard Admiral. 7% is like good to average, Destiny. What the fuck? Yeah, 7% is like, yeah, like good, yeah. Like if you would have, like if somebody would be like, what was your rate of return? And you were like, oh, 7% over the past 10 years. Then you'd be like, okay, yeah. You wouldn't be like, damn, that's awesome. Or you wouldn't be like, ooh, only 7%? That sucks. You're just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think you buy T-bonds. That shit sucks. Where can I get like historical fucking data on like my fucking 5-year average of 15%? Holy fuck. 2013 and 2014, I think, were crazy fucking years. Someone in chat mentioned that, but I know that when I put in a little bit in like 2014, I think my returns were retarded. How do I... Give me like I need more history. Give me like a fucking like... There's got to be like a fund or something that's been up for like fucking long-ass fucking time. Just Google VTSAX. Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. If I go max range on this and I ask for the year-to-date return, that's still only giving me the return for this year, right? Listen, dude, I don't know how to fucking read this fucking cuck-ass bullshit, all right? I'm not gonna fucking lie, dude. All right, condition 0. Where are you at, buddy? Always condition 0. I think you're confusing 0.7% with 7%. What? Just Google the Dow price over 30 years. Yeah, but I want the percentages. Like, I need to see the percentage. Like, what rate of return, stock market, historical. What about that, okay? Stock market history of returns. The historical rate of return for the stock market since the 1900s. During the 20th century, the stock market returned an average of 10.4% per year. Just 1,000 invested at 1900 would be worth over 19.8 million by the end of 1999. At 15% average rate of return per year. Holy shit. During the 20th century, that would be from the 1900 to 2000, the average rate of return was 10.4% per year. Destiny, do you not know the 0.7% meme? No, I don't. Why, is this guy memeing on me and I don't know? Destiny, here you go. Scroll all the way down. Oh. 25-year annualized return. So I'm assuming this means if you invested in the market, what would your return be after 25 years, right? 10%, 12%, 12%, 13%, 14%, right? And currently we're sitting at 9.81%, right? So that's why I said 7% was conservative. Okay, so here you go. We've got it. Where are you at? Condition 0. Are you coming, buddy? Or did you pussy out? Be honest. If you pussied out, tell me you pussied out. You have to be honest about it. You can't just disappear in the chat and stop talking, mate. Destiny, don't forget, that's if you bought the stock market as a group, not just 10 to 20 shares. Yeah, obviously, that's why you invest in mutual funds and ETFs. You give your money to other people who give you a share of a much more diversified portfolio than you could ever buy with your own fucking money. Guys, if you're not a professional fucking stock investor, you never, ever buy individual stocks. If you're investing seriously, don't buy stocks. But I'm not your financial advisor, so do what makes you fucking happy. But you really shouldn't be buying stocks ever. There's no fucking point. Unless you know that it's like fun gamble money. Like, right, I have like my 100 or whatever shares of Twitter, but I know that's fucking fun money. And if I lose it, I lose it. But like my serious investments all go into fucking ETFs and shit, right? Or mutual funds or some boring ass shit where other people manage your money, okay? You're never, ever, ever holding Destiny. What? No, dude. No. Fuck you. Fuck you. The average fucking person has no business buying stocks fucking ever. Should never be buying stocks as a fucking normie. Ever. Yeah, not like there are arguments that professionals don't even beat the market in the long term, okay? Destiny, come on, man. If you have a proper broker, they can do it for you. Or, okay, what do you ring your broker up? Like, hey, dog, can you go ahead and buy me 50 shares of fucking Facebook? I think that shit's going to the moon, dude. I made a fucking post yesterday where my fucking dog was chasing his tail around. That shit is going viral, man. Dude, I need you to fucking hit me up with 250 shares of Apple, man. My whole family is getting iPhone 7s, all right, dude? I need them Apple shares. How is a fucking broker, if you call him, gonna help you fucking buy stocks so that you can get fucking rich? Come on, dog. If you're an individual and you have less than $1 million to invest, you're not fucking buying stocks. You're buying broad fucking funds. Unless inflation is less than the percentage you pay in interest, you can never earn money. Please show me where you pay less interest than the always condition zero. Do you want to talk on TeamSpeak or Skype? I want to talk on TeamSpeak and Skype, okay? Let's do it. What the fuck? I owned stocks 5 years ago that let me travel overseas, and I bought 5 to 6 stocks, not an ETF Destiny. Okay, Supremely, can you open up a Robinhood trading account and can you make posts for all of us so that we can see how much of a master fucking trader you are, that you buy 5 or 6 stock? Thank you, dog. Hey, did you know that I turned 1 Bitcoin? No joke. And I did all my trades on stream. I turned 1 Bitcoin into 2 Bitcoins. I doubled my money. I want you all to know that I am a master investor, because for the money that I invested in Bitcoin, I literally got 100% earnings. 100% growth in my capital in 6 months. What can I say, man? I'm a master fucking trader, dude. 100% return, 6 months, 200% APR, man. What are you gonna do, dude? What can I say, man? I'm a master trader. Or wait a second. Or maybe using just one anecdote doesn't mean fucking anything. Oh shit, I forgot. Maybe I had it totally fucking wrong. Maybe one anecdote about lucking out on a couple securities doesn't actually mean fuck all. I don't remember, actually. I'm sorry, I don't actually know right now. I'll look up the answer for you, though, and I'll get back to you. Or you could just learn some financial modeling and do a DCF or two. It's not that hard. Nah, it's not really that hard. That is true. If you're willing to spend, I would estimate that if you'd spend probably 20 to 30, if you go ask like Martin Shkreli, like he'll back me on this. If you spend like 20 to 30 minutes a day, I would say that you could probably invest to beat the market, and maybe like a month or two, you'd be beating the market consistently, I would say. You should probably, I wouldn't even invest in securities directly. I would do options trading at that point, because the upside is so much fucking higher. Why would you ever waste your time on actual physical securities when you could just go fucking options, dude? I would say that. You way more money. And then after like a month or two of maybe like a little bit of reading, it's pretty easy, I would say. Destiny, what would you look for when you do the 20 to 30 minutes of research? I'm a stock noob. I was being sarcastic. I don't even think the average professional trader can beat the market. There's a whole fucking meme load of fucking research on whether or not people can ever actually fucking beat the market. What's the fucking monkey dartboard market investment where like monkeys throwing darts at a fucking dartboard in order to pick stocks ended up beating out on a lot of major investment firms, because beating the market is, depending on how much you suck the efficient market hypothesis dick, is actually physically impossible. Like, in 1988, the Wall Street Journal decided to see if Malkiel's theory would hold up and created the dartboard contest. How it worked: Wall Street Journal staffers acting as the monkeys threw darts as a stock table, while investment experts picked their own stocks. After 6 months, they compared the results of the two methods. The Wall Street Journal even solicited stock picks from some of its readers and compared them to. The pros averaged 10.8% versus 4.5% from the darts. Oh, these monkeys obviously threw some shit fucking darts. On a risk-adjusted return, very little investors can actually make a better return. Risk-adjusted return? What kind of cuck bullshit? What is risk-adjusted, dog? You sound like the kind of cuck that wouldn't take out cash advances on a credit card to put it all on fucking calls. Oh, shit. Always condition zero replied. Oh, shit. Destiny, do you even read candlesticks? It's not hard to follow a chart to know when to put your money in a stock and when to get out of it. You're reducing investing into gambling, you fucking cuckold. Do you read the candles? Oh, fuck! Oh, you're taking me into the dark time of my life when I believed in the TA2, dog. I believe in it. And the double Harambe emergent formation pattern If we just read the fucking candlesticks, it's so easy. You just fucking, all you have to do, listen, okay? I don't normally do this. I'm probably going to delete the VOD, so record this, I guess, if you really want it, okay? All you really have to do is buy low and then sell high, okay? Let me show you, okay. Fuck, I'll have to delete the VOD after this, okay? But this is pretty fucking easy, okay? Now, let's take an example stock price, okay? All you have to do, if you buy here, sell here, just sell right here. All you have to do is sell when it hits the top of the curve. It's not hard. Buy here at the bottom of the curve, and then just sell again up here, right? If you just follow these kinds of patterns, it's pretty easy to tell, like, when to buy and when to sell. Unless inflation is less than percent. Oh, he didn't respond. I don't think this guy. If you can show me a guaranteed rate of return higher than 7%, which is average for a loan. 7% is the average home loan? What? What is the average FHA loan? 5.04%. That's an average. What about an average conventional? 30-year fixed conforming conventional fucking loan. 3.75% for 30-year fixed. Where are you getting? Why do you think that it's hard to find a home loan less than 7%? It's because you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Why are you even talking shit to me when you have no fuck? This guy is an actual troll. He has to be, right? I'm not talking to you anymore unless you actually want to come on Skype, okay? You talk too fast. Oh, so he doesn't want to come on Skype or TeamSpeak. Okay, never mind. I work in London. You can get a mortgage in Hawaii for 3.25. That's if you want the cost of living of fucking Hawaii. Isn't Hawaii the highest cost of living state in the entire United States? It's like actually number one, isn't it? I thought. It's San Francisco? You think that San Francisco is the highest cost of living state in the United States? Is that what you're saying? San Francisco. I'm seeing a lot of San Francisco in my chat. Okay. San Francisco is a pretty expensive state to live in. I do agree. Oh my god, how do I go to the next thing? Oh, Hawaii, then New York, Delaware, California. So it is Hawaii. You looked up Honolulu. There was a random thing, but Hawaii as a state is the most expensive fucking... How about the average mortgage? I don't think a lot of people see options for $100,000 mortgages unless they're buying a shack. I mean, this house is $150,000. If you live in the Midwest, houses are cheaper, different states. But I mean, what I'm saying doesn't matter. $300,000, $500,000, $600,000 mortgage. Everything I'm saying, the same logic still applies. The lowest cost of living state was what? Utah? Mississippi? Mississippi. Kentucky, Arkansas. Where's Nebraska at? Boy. 15. There we go, boys. Destiny, tell me, what percentage return do you get on your investments and what percentage do you pay in interest on your debts? Go ahead and look it up. I'll wait. I already looked it up. My average rate of return, averaged over all of my Vanguard shit, is 6.8%. My mortgage on this house is like 3.8%, and my mortgage on my other property is 4.25%. Those are my interest rates. So and that is the only debt that I have because all of my credit cards are paid off every fucking month because there's no fucking reason to ever float debt on a credit card ever. That is the only outstanding interest-bearing debt that I have. So tell me, go ahead. What do you want? What do you want to... How is that relevant to anything that we're discussing? That's like ape. Oh, no. Oh, God. I want to kill you. I want to fucking... So would you not gain money by paying your house off early versus the increasing inflation rate of the US dollar? Please come on to TeamSpeak or Skype. I need you to come on. Guys, don't ever float interest rates or float balances with absurd interest rates on credit cards. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Credit cards are for earning points, okay? SPG points, Chase Ultimate Reward points, and other points I'm sure exist. That is what credit cards are for. Why do people invest in alternative investments? Like what? In the US, can you repay your mortgage without paying a fine for breaking up the contract? What do you mean by that? Yeah, or trade your SPG and Chase points or whatever in for air miles or whatever. Destiny, real talk. If someone can't make ends meet and they have no choice, shouldn't they use their credit card? Okay, hold on. Here's the problem with that idea, okay? Coming from somebody that used to be a poor person, okay? when you live as a poor person, you're generally scraping by month to month, okay? So as you scrape by month to month and month to month, you barely have enough money to cover your bills. You're definitely not putting money into a fucking savings account. Or if you are putting money into the savings account, it's like $20 to $30 a month, and it ends up getting flushed out every time you go over on budget or anytime something comes up. What's going to happen is at one point in time, you're going to run into a catastrophic failure of something that you need to survive. So your air conditioner is going to go out in a place where the temperature gets past 100. Your heater is going to go out in places where the temperature is freezing. You have to get your heater fixed in your fucking house, guys. You cannot live in a house without a heater if the temperature goes below freezing, because your pipes will freeze and your house will fucking explode in a nuclear explosion. You have to get a heater fixed, guys. You can't just tough it out. Your pipes will freeze and you will be fucked. If you have to go without a heater, you can open the faucet a little bit to keep water running through the pipes, but that's not a long-term solution, okay? So in places where you need a heater and air conditioner or some type of car repair, if you bust a wheel, if you get a flat tire, tires are fucking expensive, okay? $100 plus for a new tire, and a used tire could fuck you, okay? $100 plus for a used tire. If you've got something like a timing belt that needs to be fixed, you got to get a timing belt fixed. It's fucking $600, $700, $800. If you get a car factory to do it, you don't fix the timing belt, you could break your whole fucking engine. Your whole shit could get fucked, all right? So depending on the type of engine you have, contact versus non-contact, whatever, right? So you have these things that'll come up, okay? So this is the problem that you run into. Sure, random medical cost, all this shit, okay? These are the problems that you run into, okay? If you're poor and you're living month to month and something like this comes up and you throw it on a credit card, if you have an issue where you're barely scraping by month to month and you're draining your savings account every fucking month, right, because of any random fucking thing that comes up, boom, you hit a fucking thing, you fuck your wheel up. You have to get the wheel replaced and you need a new tire. You're about $300 and you throw that onto a credit card. How are you ever paying that back? You've done one of two things. One, you've added another minimum payment to your everyday fucking life. Now you've got another payment that you've had. And two, you're taking away from your future money by constantly inventing more money that you owe courtesy of an interest rate. And you're never going to pay that balance off, right? You're somebody that scrapes by barely month to month to month. Where are you going to come up with $300 fucking dollars to throw and pay off that credit card balance? It's never going to fucking happen. So now that little bit of extra money that you might have been putting into a savings account, maybe now you try to throw that at your credit card balance. But guess what? Anytime you needed that little bit of money before, now you got to go back to the credit card and cash that thing every fucking time you need to. And then before you know it, you've got another monthly payment that's become a part of your daily fucking life that you're never going to get rid of. You're throwing more and more onto the card because you already weren't making it, right? This is one of the most infuriating things about credit cards. People always say, well, what's a credit card? Credit card is like an emergency backup fund. No, if you don't have money, you don't have money. If you make a habit of borrowing at 26% APR, you're fucked. You're so fucked, right? What are you supposed to do? I'm just saying this, right? Obviously, I'm just saying this. It's obviously harder to do this than possible, but the best thing you can do is prevent having to draw from a credit card. A credit card is the absolute last resort. After you've groveled and begged your fucking mom and dad for money, a fucking girlfriend for money, whatever the fuck, worked overtime like a motherfucker at your job, asked for an advance in your paycheck. If that's the kind of place, if you work at a small business, maybe you can get an advance in your paycheck to pay off some kind of thing and then figure out your shit next month. Like, a credit card is the absolute worst thing that you can do, because a credit card is a debt that you will incorporate into the rest of your life, that you will be paying off for the next decade, right? You're fucked. When you start putting money on credit card as a poor person, you're never going to make a lump sum payment to pay it off. It's always going to be a monthly payment that you're going to be making, and you're hurting your future earnings by paying interest on that balance as well, right? Like, your credit cards are just so fucked. I don't want to call it predatory lending, because that Skills Me guy is going to show up in chat and talk about how credit cards are a beautiful thing that increase the purchasing power of the American poor and let them live like a middle or whatever fucking whatever. But like, it's pretty predatory the way that credit cards work, and the way that, I mean, you could say the same thing about payday loans. Using a credit card as an emergency backup fund, just never ever. That's some shit that rich people say to poor people without having any fucking idea what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck and to only know that you will always live paycheck to paycheck. Because when a rich person says you can live, when a rich person says shit like you can just put it on the credit card and pay it off next month, that's because rich people going month to month never live paycheck to paycheck. So next month there's always going to be extra money, right? When you're a rich person, you never think about like, fuck, I had to do an $800 repair on my car. Like, damn, dude, that sucks. Whatever. I'll throw it on the American Express, and next month when I get, my $4,000 biweekly check, I guess I just won't go to like the Outback so many times and I'll pay it off, right? And like, that's my advice. Yeah, dude, like, yeah, the credit card is like an emergency backup fund because I waste all the fucking money that I earn every single month on random frivolous shit. And next month, I'm just not going to use it on random frivolous shit. I'll just pay off my credit card, right? That's some ignorant fucking shit that rich people say or middle class people say, which are the dumbest fucking financial people, middle class people, to fucking poor people, right? If you live paycheck to paycheck and you start loading up a credit card, you're always going to have that credit card loaded up and you're always going to be fucking yourself for the rest of your fucking life. Don't do it. Oh my fucking God. I'm sorry. It sounds really fucked, but like, credit cards are so fucked for poor people. They're so fucked, okay? Literally, only credit unions let you pay off a loan early. That's not true. I can pay off my U.S. Bank mortgage early with no repayment penalty, and I can pay off my Wells Fargo loan early. My U.S. Bank is an FHA loan, but the Wells Fargo one is a standard conventional conforming loan, and I can pay both of those off early with no penalty. I don't think you know what you're talking about. I already told you I'm not going to talk to you anymore unless you come on a TeamSpeak or Skype, dog. Stop talking in my chat. Go to Twitch chat. What if it's only a small amount, like $500? Is it still completely retarded to use a credit card? I'm not saying that it's retarded. I'm just saying that when people talk, I'll just say this one more time. I'll give this spiel one more time, okay? When people talk about using credit cards as emergency funds, usually these are people that are middle or upper class, okay? When they say use it as an emergency fund, they mean use the credit card and then pay it off next month, okay? But the problem is, if you use a credit card as a poor person, you're never ever going to be in a position to pay that off next month because poor people don't get large sums of money from random fucking places like middle class and upper class people do. You don't get huge fucking paychecks every month. You're already barely scraping by. When you start to put money onto a credit card, what you're doing is you're adding a new bill for the rest of your life. But it's not even a bill that you're paying monthly for to get something out of. It's a bill that you're paying interest on for nothing because you got that $300 instantly, right? Whatever, $500. A $500 credit card bill. I mean, like, we can look it up. Minimum credit card payments calculator. Okay, so if you put $500 onto a credit card and you have shitty credit and your interest rate is 24%, okay? If your minimum payment is 4%, if you paid $20 a month towards that balance, you'd be paying that off for fucking like 4 or 5 years. 4 years. You would be making an extra $20 payment for 4 years, assuming you never used that credit card again. And by the time you're done paying it off, you've wasted $275 on fucking interest. Did I use credit cards when I was poor? No, I never did. Thankfully. I've always... Let me suck my own dick. I've always been, like, decently literate, like, financially intelligent, so I never went into the crazy credit card memes. You have options. Typically, you can, like, call and try to, like, work out. If you're ever behind on payments for something, nobody wants to... Listen, margins are high... Hold on.
This is the dankest dungeon.
Destiny, I just got out of college and I want to build my credit up. I have a decent amount of savings plus an okay job, so I'm safe from any type of bankruptcy. At least for now. How should I go about this?
Just get fucking credit cards, dog, and pay the balance off in full every single month, right? Like, just pay the balance off in full every single month. I don't remember what I was talking about. Fuck. Do they teach you about credit card / financial shit in U.S. high schools? It's not required, no. Some people might get lucky and take a class, but a lot of people have no fucking idea. I still don't get the point of credit cards. If you can pull the balance off every month, just spend the money instead. No way, dog, because credit cards give you bonuses, dog. Credit cards provide 2 important things. One, credit card can be a big fuck you to somebody that scams you. Let's say that I buy 100 Riot points and Riot fucking bans my fucking account, right? So I spent $105 on RP. Let's say that tomorrow Riot bans my account. Fuck that shit. I'll call my credit card and I'll do a fucking chargeback on that fucking RP. I want that money back. Fuck you. So a credit card gives you the ability to take money away to cancel a transaction that you've made in a reasonable amount of time. It's either 30 days or 90 days or whatever, right? The ability to cancel a purchase like that is really important because it gives you power as a consumer if people fuck your shit up. That's one thing. Secondly, well, 3 things. Secondly, using a credit card allows you to build credit. Credit is important because at some point in your life, if you become financially well off enough, you're going to want to leverage debt in order to make more money. So I own 2 houses. For the other house, I rent it out, right? I rent it out. Right now, I kind of break even on it almost, right? But I'm building equity into an asset that I'll be able to sell in the future or continue to rent out. And it's just a fucking asset that'll be generating money for me, right? So I assume a little bit of debt to generate money on an asset, right? That's hopefully appreciating, right? If we believe in the American homeowner's dream, right? So credit cards allow you to build credit. They give you the ability to charge back transactions if you need to. And credit cards usually have really lucrative like points programs. Like Arasan just had a birthday in fucking Vegas or whatever, and I was able to fly her to Vegas and get the hotel and everything, and I didn't have to pay any money for any of that shit because I just cashed out some of the points on my fucking Ultimate Rewards card. And I've got like 50 or 60,000 points on my SPG shit, so if I want to fly to TwitchCon or Florida or whatever, I can do that shit for fucking free. It's like $600, $700, $800 worth of points for free. Credit card points are really fucking sick, and you're building credit and all that shit too, so $20 a month isn't that bad. Let's say I was unemployed for a month and have no money for food. I use the credit card while I get a job. That $20 a month isn't that severe, but I need to buy food. Am I being short-sighted? Yeah, so here's the problem, okay? The problem is when you add that $500 of debt onto your credit card, you've assumed another $20 a month minimum payment, and chances are your earnings haven't changed. So now you're in a spot where you've assumed an extra payment that's accruing interest, and you're making the same money that you were last month next month. So what's going to happen the next time an emergency thing pops up? Well, now you have even less money available to put towards it because you've got an extra monthly payment, and you're going to have to load up that same card with even more money. That's the problem. The problem is that once you it's kind of like saying, what's the problem with digging a 5-foot hole when it's not really that deep and I can still fucking live in a 5-foot hole and I can still see everything around me and that's fine. Well, the problem is as soon as you need some more dirt, money, you're going to have to dig that same hole a little bit deeper. And you're always digging that same fucking hole. And you're never in a spot where you can just vomit out fucking dirt to refill that hole instantly. It's going to take a long fucking time to rebuild. And chances are, before you ever pay off that debt in full, you're probably going to run into another situation where your tire pops, where you get a fucking speeding ticket, where something stupid happens, and now you've got to dig that hole a little bit deeper, and you get stuck into this perpetual cycle of constantly loading that credit card up with money. And once that balance hits a certain number, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, for most people, the number is fucking $200 to $400. It's never getting paid off. You're never going to have a lump sum to throw at that card to actually pay it off. Like, wow, good job, dude. Your credit's better than mine. But is that situation assuming you have no economic prospects? What if I'm a student and I'll be making lots of money too? If you're a student or whatever, then I'm not talking to you. The biggest meme about I feel like we're fucking going down the depression route. The biggest thing that sucks about everything in life, okay, is the permanence of everything in life, okay? Again, this is like another big meme. This is why, like, this is really irritating because it's very easy. If you've ever been in a fucked up situation in your life in terms of the amount of money that you have, it's really easy to spot the idiots that are talking about like, oh, I used to be poor, who have no fucking idea, okay? The worst thing about being poor isn't being poor. It's knowing that you will always be poor and there's no fucking escape from your situation. That's the problem. When people do these stupid fucking challenges where they're like, can I live off of $100 in fucking grocery money in 2 weeks? Or can I make $100 less for groceries for an entire month? Yeah, you can do it for a month, you fucking motherfucker, because next month you're gonna go back to spending $1,000 on fucking food. Nothing in humanity is hard when you only have to do it for a short period of time. Nothing is difficult. Nothing is challenging. You can endure any torture, any pain, any take care of an imaginary child bullshit if you only have to do it for a month. Anybody can do something for a month. The thing that sucks about being poor is when you're working a shit job, when you have debt, and when that's your fucking life. Because you don't have the ability to go to school. You're not going to fucking metro community fucking college to get yourself a degree. You're definitely not going to no fucking state university. You're not getting fucking promoted at your bullshit dead-end job. Maybe you'll get like the little bullshit 3% increase in wages if you're lucky, right? You're not doing shit with your life. You have no upwards mobility. You're not doing anything. You're just stuck in your same fucked up position, earning no fucking money, not getting any new jobs, no new skills, no new training, fucking nothing. You're not developing anything, and you're stuck in this fucking rut where you're constantly getting fucked with no way out. That's what it means to be like fucked and poor. Poor doesn't mean that, oh, well, like, I spent all my money this month. Oh my God, guys, I have no money in my bank account. I totally had to beg my mom for money. Poor means that you're stuck at the same fucking job with no prospects and no opportunity to change your position financially for the foreseeable future, for indefinitely, right? That's the difference between, like, so if you're like a fucking student and you do some credit card memes or whatever, like, that's a totally different thing. Like, you're a fucking student. Mom and dad will help you or whatever, right? There's a difference between that and being on your own financially and being stuck in a rut and not being able to do anything. And yet there are worse places to be than poor in life. I mean, it depends on what... There's always going to be something worse. I mean, it would be worse to have your eyes gouged out and never be able to see again, I guess, and be poor. Like,